Welcome to my YouTube channel. We're going to talk about the COVID-19 because YouTube monitors what goes on, so I'm not going to say this name anymore on this YouTube thing. So we're going to ask, what do you have to know? What is important? This is what I'm going to ask of the cards. What do we have to know about this COVID-19 virus? What do we have to know about this? So this is seclusion, Knight of Pentacles. He doesn't look like he's particularly angry, but I am going to point out with my chopstick that this is contained. We have to contain it, right? We have to, in order to contain it, because he's got his hand in this particular deck, Anna K, he's got his hand is contained. We want to contain it. So he's not worried about it because he's protected. See, he's protected. He's got his protection, and we want to contain it. And he's alone, and he's not sad that he's alone. He's kind of feeling pretty good, actually, that he's alone. So that's the first thing we have to learn, is we do have to have some type of take it in our own hands kind of protection. So this just indicates that the babies could be at high risk, or people that are this person's, in a lower type of health situation, maybe, being that the dark clouds, it's raining down and she's reaching out and there's help. So this means that we have to help each other. The disease doesn't care if you're wealthy or poor. It will strike no matter what, and we have to help each other. So this is, she's needing something and these people are helping. And then this is also that it can, to be aware of the young people, that we have to protect the very young, the babies, and that. So that's the second thing that we have to be aware of. And the third thing is to have a food supply. It's interesting that this deck is doing a pretty good job of covering this. I'm surprised. This is Anna K. There's some kind of either bats or birds flying in the background, which it was, thought to originate maybe in bats or birds or something like that. This is to have enough supply and that you can share your supplies with others. If you have excess supplies, we're really getting the message that this is bringing people together. Look at, they're bonded. We're people, we're in this together. Together we'll have enough food. Let's not worry. Let's not worry. Let's have each other's back. Okay, that's that deck. And then I'm going to bring in some different decks that I haven't really used in the past. And so I'm just going to ask, what else do we have to know about the COVID-19? This is carving out the path. He's on a path, and this is carving out the path for something new. This is going to bring in definitely a new path. Okay, he's going down a new path. So we're going to be going down the path of being more prepared. Whoa, I got two cards in one. So this is going to create like a face-off. In other words, it's creating a face-off in people right now. Like, they could get in the mode of anger because this card is red, and like, I want this, and there's all these swords pointing at them. This can be the energy of people facing off, like, not getting along. So this could create conflicts in people. And I don't even know what this scenery is, because it reminds me of people circled around a memorial of some kind. I feel like I'm just trying to get a sense of this card. I'm going to pull another one on that card with a different deck, because I don't know if that's like a memorial, like for loss, or those people are gathering together to discuss worldwide. Oh yeah, this is going to be upsetting. Okay, there we are. So this is people have to work together to solve this, or there could be funerals, everywhere. This could be literally really upsetting with the Tower card. And so let me put this deck back and continue with the Robin Wood, and we'll see, what do people have to do to make sure they don't contact or get this disease. And so this would be, he's all alone, seclusion, and this also tells me that to just kind of not be in stress mode, because this person's playing an instrument. Yes, they're, they're alone, secluded. This is kind of like a structure here, and they're secluded. So this is like stay home, and don't think of this as just black and white. I either have it or I don't have it. I have it or I don't have it. It looks like with this card, you could have 100 variations of it, like 100 different symptoms. You could go from just a mild sniffle and then you're over it. So it feels like it has a huge variation on as far as the symptoms. And what else? Is there anything that people can do, to bring about peace and not so much stress? And this is self-protection. And notice how his arms are together. They're in a protection mode. Protect yourself. Protect yourself. And once again, this is kind of being alone for a while. This is kind of secluding people and not having a lot of anger. This card just fell out, so I want to flash it. This is going to be worldwide. There's going to be hot spots. So it's going to be a hot spot over here for a big segment, and then there might be another hot spot over here. And this is the card about waiting it out, doing what we can to minimize the loss, and then just waiting it out. And let's see what the Connolly Tarot has to say. The Connolly Tarot indicates that the people from the stars in the unseen world are helping. This is the card about hopes and dreams. There's also boundaries. This is like setting boundaries. And we're getting a lot of cards with just one person in it. So this is just meaning to really not be out in groups and things like that. To really just know that this is going to pass and do your due diligence to keep yourself so that you're not a carrier out there spreading it. And is there anything that can be considered something positive out of this? Is there anything that could be considered something positive? And this is that this is the medical symbol, the Red Cross. It lets us know that maybe our medical isn't as prepared as what we think, and maybe we need to be medically more prepared. So this is the judgment, our medical system and our whole system of, are we prepared for epidemics like this, is being judged right now. And that's a good thing, because if something like this were to ever occur in the future, they know now, after going through this, that they need to be more prepared. And I'm just going to pull a couple cards from, actually, you know what? I love Ella Key. I think this is an oracle deck, and they're goddesses, and I just love this deck. What Ella Key goddess will get us through this? What Ella Key goddess is going to get us through this? This is going to be good. She who thrives. Look at this, you guys. She who thrives. We are not only going to learn to flourish, but we are going to thrive. And so through this, people are going to be transformed. Personally, myself, I was too dependent on my food from the grocery store. And so I ordered a greenhouse because I live in the country, and I'm going to attempt to raise my own vegetables and can them. So I want to be less dependent and be able to grow my own food if I have to. So I want to be able to thrive. She who thrives, the orchid. This is just beautiful. We're going to do this. We're going to survive and thrive. We're going to help each other. And that's what it's about. So think about, how have you transformed? What has changed in you since this virus has come? Do you find yourself helping others? Are you trying to make sure that if this happens in the future, what can you do to prepare yourself? And what lessons have you learned through going through this? Has this made you angry? Look at this. This is the wheel. This is big change. This is having huge changes when these things come. Wow, that's interesting. There's a snake and a monkey. And the monkey has a bandage on. It looks like, see. That's for not seeing. So this is very interesting. The wheel is getting more change. This is going to be really big changes coming because of this. And let me see what else. Help from Spirit, you guys. So the Spirit is helping. This is the Ace of Wands. This is really good. There's brighter days coming, you guys. See the rays of sun peeking through the dark clouds? So this is going to pass, and we are going to learn, and we're going to change things and realize how fragile our self-employment is, or employment situation. Can people work at home? Can children learn at home? So I'm just going to pull a series of cards. What each person listening to this, if you're listening to this, this is your message, okay? And I'm going to start now. This is your message. So pay attention. Don't just shut yourself in and see the worst of this. Pay attention. Open up your eyes and pay attention to how you're living your life. And if there's a period where you have to detach and you have to be away from something, this is the card about emotionally detaching from the drama, leaving situations that don't serve you. So if you're, this is really getting you to pay attention to what's important in your life and making good choices so that you can be in a better financial position. This is maybe catching people financially unprepared. And she's the wealthiest woman in the deck. And if she makes the right choices and does it in a methodical way, she, is wealthy. So if you make choices, every single choice you make can either be saving you money or money leaves your hands. So it's like paying attention to your income, can create wealth. This is also how to take care of yourself when you get sick. Like what are some ways? Are you mostly eating unhealthy? Do you have a body that can be sustained through some kind of epidemic? If you get the real flu, is your body in good enough condition? Do you exercise? Do you eat healthy? What do you do to keep the vehicle called your body? She's got a strong body. The Nine of Pentacles is the earth, and that is your physical body. She works to have a strong body. So where are you on the level of taking care of your own body? I mean, for me, yeah, I've got too much excess weight on and sugar. I eat too much sugar, so I'm included in this self. I'm not saying I'm above you guys. I'm right there needing to pay attention to this card too. This is mastery over your life. This virus is teaching us that we need to have mastery over our life and world. We need to look at our world as all the people on one world. We've all got to get along. This all the people in one world getting along and coming up with a global plan where we work together. And look at what we're learning. So this is a huge learning process. So what do you learn? What do you focus on? What are you going to do differently so that if something like this happens in the future, you'll be like, that's no problem. I have all these canned goods, or I have, not to say that we're going to hoard, but I'm learning how to can my own food. And I've been listening to some videos of homesteaders that have a year's supply of stuff they've grown themselves from their gardens. I have the potential to do that. So I'm terrible at gardening, but I'm going to learn. I'm willing to learn at gardening, and I'll grow enough food to help all my neighbors if I have to help all of my neighbors or people who can't grow food. I mean, this is what it's about. I think that we're learning to go back to homesteading because look at the fields. We're going to have better control of our food. Maybe we're going to grow healthier food. Maybe the country people can grow and can food and stock the stores locally, and then all your food will be grown locally with no preservatives. It will be canned naturally. Let's think of some ideas. Let's make this into a situation where we are prepared and we have healthier food, and we don't have to be dependent on commercial farms for our food. So what are you going to do, and what inspires you from this situation? Put your thoughts below, and if you thought of any questions that I didn't think of, then be sure to ask them below, and I can put out a second video on this if you want. So let's all learn from this. That's the Page of Pentacles, and that's a really good card, and will shine the light on others. This is like share your wisdom, what you learn, share with others. And we're all here to kind of support and help each other. Let's do that. And the Hermit is all about teaching other people. He's also a leader. Let's have leaders that inspire us. Let's have people that can share their wisdom, and let's all be willing to learn. There's a difference between learning and thinking. Learning is just memorizing something and spitting it back out. Thinking, the thinkers are the ones who generate the ideas. Who are you going to be? Are you just going to learn and just spit out what you've learned? Or are you going to think about what you've learned and create new ideas with what you've learned? Thinking is the creative process. You'll be like, wow, through this virus, I think that I can take my entire land and turn it into a food source. Wow, how am I going to do that? Now that's thinking. See the book hanging here? She can learn, but she's really focused on new ideas. She'll learn a little bit and then allow that learning to spark new ideas. So where are you? Are you going to be resilient through this? Are you going to come up with new ideas and new ways to do things? I certainly hope so. And I hope that you'll share them with others and that we can all be in this together and have a little bit more positive thinking instead of this rage and anger that we're having right now. Many blessings to all of you.